Hello everyone, it's Mr. Barnett here. Today in your lesson, you're going to be focusing on recreating the screen picture in Inkscape using vector-based graphics. The first thing we need to do is set up your page. This time we're going for a portrait style picture, and we are going to focus first of all on the head. In order to do that, we need to remember some key shortcuts, which will help you. We have got S, which goes back to the selector. We have got N, which goes to nodes, and we have got the pen tool, or B, as it helps you draw Bezier curves. First thing we need to do is press the B button, or clicking on this over here. And we're going to draw a polygon to start with that's similar to the face shape. It doesn't have to be perfect. Once I've got that polygon, I'm going to press the S button, so it's clicked. I'm going to go to the right menu. I'm going to head over to fill and stroke. I don't want any outline, so I'm making sure that there's no outline by lowering the alpha. And in the fill, I want it to be, let's have another quick look. It's kind of like an orangey brown, so let's focus on a color over there. Something like that will do. Excellent. Once I'm happy with the rough shape, I'm going to press the N button so I can start editing the nodes. I'll start with one, to make sure I can drag them to the right place, and I'm clicking on this second one here, make selected node smooth. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then I can start to have a play around with those shapes afterwards, just to kind of get it to how I want it to look. Now, you might be thinking at this point, hang on, Mr. Barnett, that's massive. That's much, much bigger than this picture. It doesn't matter. You can scale it later. Once I'm roughly happy with the shape, I'm then going to add the eyes. Rather than going back to the pen tool, I'm going to go over to the shapes. I'm going to create an ellipse. I'm going to create one here. Oh no, it's not showing up. But it is because it's the same color as the background. So just by altering it to white, we've now got an eye. I'm not going to do the other one next. Instead, I'm going to just add a little tiny pupil there. I'm going to then go back to the selector by pressing the S button, dragging it over here, and then click away, holding down Shift to click both, and then I can either press Ctrl and G or right click to group them together. There's an eye. Rather than creating a second eye, I'm just going to hover over these, right hand click to get more options, duplicate it, and drag out the second eye. Lovely. At this point, it's worth highlighting everything and grouping it all together. We can also group the nose and the mouth once we've done them. Let's scale it down because it's actually a bit smaller, isn't it, in the real picture? Once we've done that, we're then going to start to work on the background, and I'm going to choose the top, which has got some reds, some greens, some oranges. I'm just going to focus on the reds and the oranges for this part. In order to do this, I'm going to create a rectangle. It doesn't quite matter the size of it. And I'm going to then choose in the fills and strokes menu, the gradient. And I want it to go from red on one side. Remember, saturation, the S is how much colour is there. And on the other side, we're going to go to like a yellow, I suppose. There we go. That'll do. Don't need it much more than that. Excellent. There we go. Also, you'll notice it's a bit transparent on that side, and that's only because we've got low alpha. So just by making it a little bit darker, the alpha, we've now got a colour that closely resembles the top of this. But hang on, Mr. Barnett, you're saying it's on its side, and this is going top to bottom gradient. This is going left to right. Well, that's easy to fix. Press the S button or the select button. Click on this a few times until we get the rotate, and we're just going to rotate it. Nice and simple. Make it a bit bigger. And then here's my other trick again. I'm then going to Ctrl and D or right hand click and go to duplicate. Drag it slightly lower. Rotate it. And there we go. Lovely. Nicely done. Now at this point, if you drag in the face, it's behind. The reason that is because in the layers and objects, the whole of that is behind. It's underneath the rectangle. So what we're going to do is drag. Well, let's just move this over so you can see it happening in real time. Oh no, his face isn't connected. Doesn't matter, we can fix that later. We're going to drag all of this above. Now his eyes have become disconnected, so we're just going to ungroup and drag them in the right place. Sorted. Lovely. That's the beginning of the picture. I'm going to stop speaking now. Please add them to OneNote or email me your pictures. I'm looking forward to seeing them as soon as I possibly can. Enjoy the lesson, boys. Off you go.